LEAPS options let you mimic owning stock for a fraction of the cost, giving you leveraged stock exposure with no margin call liquidation risk. In this video, you'll learn how LEAPS perform relative to stock, how to pick strike prices, and save big on taxes. So what exactly are LEAPS? LEAPS are long-term equity anticipation securities, and this is just a fancy term for options with more than 1 year to expiration. There's nothing fancy about these. These are just regular options with a long duration. In this video, we are going to specifically focus on buying LEAP call options, and this gives us long-term leveraged exposure to the stock. With SOFI at $15 per share, buying 100 shares would cost $1,500. Buying 100 shares would give our position a delta of plus 100, which simply means that we make or lose $100 for each $1 change in SOFI's stock price. If we wanted to lever up, we could borrow money from a brokerage firm and buy more shares of SOFI or buy shares on margin, but this would leave us with margin liquidation risk. If we compare that to buying a LEAP call option on SOFI, for example, the 13 strike call with 450 days to expiration, this call option is worth $600 and has a position delta of positive 73 per contract. This means that if we buy this call for $600, our call will change $73 in value for each $1 change in SOFI at entry, and we will have no margin liquidation risk, and our maximum loss will be $600. This means that we will get 73% of the exposure of buying 100 shares of stock for $600 as opposed to $1,500. And that is how we get leverage. Let's walk through the leverage math. With SOFI at $15 per share, if I buy 100 shares of stock, it will cost me $1,500 for this position. My delta will be positive 100, and that means my P&L per $1 move in the stock price is 100. If we compare that to buying the 13 strike call option with 450 days to expiration, I can buy this call for $600 and get a position delta of 73, which means at entry, my P&L per $1 move in SOFI will be $73. If SOFI goes to $25, the share position will be up $1,000 or a return of 67%. The call option will be up at least $600 or a return of 100%. And if SOFI goes to $35, the shares will be up $2,000 or 133%, but the call option will be up at least $1,600 or 267%. So we can clearly see here the return amplification on the LEAP call option compared to shares of stock when SOFI does increase in value. But of course, leverage goes both ways. So if the stock falls 50%, the 100 share position will be down $750 or 50%. But this LEAP call option will easily lose $540 to $600 or 90% or more of its value. While the percentage loss is larger on the LEAP call option, it's worth noting that the dollar loss is actually smaller, and that's because when we buy LEAPS, we limit our risk to the premium paid, which is going to be much lower than buying 100 shares of stock outright. I have some real-world examples here to show you how LEAPS compare to stock performance. So 6 months ago, Google was trading around $240 a share and is currently trading around $308. So the shares are up 28% or $6,700. 6 months ago, if you entered the 200 strike call option expiring in June 2027, you would have gotten this call option for $68.27. And currently this call option is trading for around $125 or up 83.1%. Or $5,700. The dollar value P&Ls are pretty similar, but there's a huge outperformance in the return of the call option. It's up 83% versus 28% in the shares, and that's because buying a LEAP call option is going to be much less expensive than buying 100 shares of stock. But of course, it works in the opposite direction as well. So 6 months ago, Microsoft was trading for around $500, currently at $405. These shares are down 19%. If you instead bought the 450 call expiring in June 2027, you would have paid around $108.50, and currently that option is around $47, or down 57%, or $6,200. Even though the percentage loss in this case is much worse, there's still a lower dollar loss when compared to buying 100 shares of stock. The next thing you need to know is how to choose a strike price and how that changes how aggressive your position is. Let's use the option modeler on projectoption.com to compare 3 different strike price selections on SOFI. So I'm in the 446-day expiration cycle, which is June 2027. SOFI is currently at $15.23. So let's look at buying the 10 strike call for $7.50. If I buy this call option, my break even is going to be $17.50 since the strike price plus the premium paid is $17.50. My delta is positive 83, which means I have 83% of the exposure compared to buying 100 shares of stock, and I'm getting that exposure for half the cost of buying 100 shares of stock. If I enter a target date line of T plus 60, which is 60 days into the future, and then I hover over the current stock price of $15.20, it says my P&L in 60 days is estimated to be a $29 loss, which is really not much compared to my entry cost of $750. And that's because this contract is mostly intrinsic value, as we've discussed previously. Now let's look at buying the at-the-money call. So if I buy the 15 call for $5, now we can see my break even is much higher at $20. And if I hover over the current stock price of $15.20, my estimated P&L in 60 days is a $36 loss. But at expiration, we can see that if the stock price doesn't move, I'm essentially going to lose 100% of my entry cost of $500 in this position, which is much different than when we bought the 10 strike call. And now let's look at buying the 20 strike out of the money call for $3.30. Now we can see my break-even price at expiration is even higher at $23.30, which means I need a 53% increase in the stock price just to break even at expiration. We can visually see that this is a much more aggressive play because I will lose all of my money if the stock price doesn't get above $20 by expiration in 446 days. And if I re-enable the halfway to expiration line, we can see that my break-even price halfway to expiration is about $18.30 or 20% higher. So using these curves, we can visually see how this trade will perform at various points in time and at various stock prices. When buying LEAP call options, buying deep in the money contracts is the safest approach because we are buying mostly intrinsic value. Here's a simple visualization of a deep in the money call contract's premium. Let's say the total contract price is $5, but since it's deep in the money, it might have $4 of intrinsic value, which is 80% of its price, and the remaining $1 is extrinsic value, or 20% of its price. Intrinsic value is not exposed to time decay or changes in implied volatility, which means 80% of this contract's value is completely sheltered from time decay and changes in implied volatility. If we compare this to buying an at-the-money or out-of-the-money option, where 100% of the premium is extrinsic, that means that if we buy at-the-money or out-of-the-money, 100% of our option's value is exposed to time decay and changes in implied volatility. One of the huge advantages of buying LEAP call options, or LEAP options in general, is that you have less time decay compared to a shorter-term option at the same strike price. For instance, let's say we have a $100 stock, we have a $100 strike price, and we have 25% implied volatility. The theoretical value of a 90-day at-the-money call option is $5.55. If we fast forward 30 days, this call option has a theoretical price of $4.45, which is a 20% value loss in 30 days. This comes out to a daily decay of $3.33. If instead we purchased a 500-day at-the-money call option, the entry cost would be much higher at $14.85, but if we fast forward 30 days, the contract would be worth a theoretical value of $14.32. This represents a 3.4% value loss over 30 days as compared to a 20% value loss for the much shorter term option. This comes out to a daily decay of $1.76, or about half of the shorter term option. There's also an implied volatility advantage when owning longer-term call contracts. If the 30-day implied volatility falls 20 percentage points, which would be a huge implied volatility crush, the 1-year implied volatility might only fall 5%, and that's because longer-term implied volatilities are much more stable than shorter-term implied volatilities. And this means that the implied volatility crush will hurt you much less in that longer-term call contract as compared to if you were in a shorter-term option. This is especially true if you have a deep in-the-money call option, because that contract is going to be mostly intrinsic value, and as we've covered, only extrinsic value is exposed to changes in implied volatility. If we take an honest look at LEAPS versus stock, LEAPS have advantages of having far less capital required to enter the trade. We have max loss capped at the premium paid, which is going to be much less than buying 100 shares of stock outright. We have magnified returns relative to the stock, so if the stock price goes up 10%, our LEAP contract might go up 50% or maybe 100% depending on the contract. And we also have no margin call risk. And for this reason, buying LEAP call contracts is a very intelligent way to get stock price leverage compared to buying stocks on margin or borrowing money from your brokerage firm to buy shares. However, the disadvantages are that you will not receive dividends when you're buying LEAPS. because you don't own the shares and so you're not entitled to any dividends. And you also must be right on direction and the timing, even though you do have a long time for that to play out. The percentage drawdowns are amplified compared to stock, so if the stock price falls 50%, then your call contract could easily lose 90% or more of its value. And lastly, while 1 to 2 years might feel like a long time, stocks can easily do nothing for years before making a big move. Another huge benefit of trading LEAPS versus more short-term strategies is that if you hold for 1 year or more, you will be in long-term capital gains territory. This means that if you sell a call contract for a profit and you held it for more than a year, those profits are taxed at long-term capital gains, which are much more favorable than short-term capital gains, especially if you have a huge winning trade with profits in the tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands. This is why it's very important that you buy contracts with at least 365 days to expiration, because that gives you the opportunity to hold the contract for more than a year if you choose to do so. If you bought a call contract with 364 days to expiration and made a ton of money on it and sold it at expiration, your holding period would be less than 1 year by 1 day, and you would face significantly more tax liability as compared to holding for just 1 more day, which would have been possible if you chose a contract that had at least 365 days to expiration at the time of entry. In terms of executing a LEAPS trade, as we just discussed, you want to choose an expiration 365 days or more out. Then you want to select a strike price with a delta of 75 or 85. Or even higher if you're looking for a true stock price replacement. You can go lower than this, but as we discussed, you will be speculating more and you will have a higher break-even price, making the trade more directionally aggressive. Next, you want to make sure that the options are actually liquid, meaning that they are actively traded. And you can do this by looking for open interest in the hundreds or ideally thousands at many strike prices in that expiration. As a rule of thumb, longer-term contracts are much less frequently traded than short-term contracts, and only the most popular stocks and ETFs will have tradable options with more than a year out. Next, you're going to want to use limit orders, never market orders, because LEAP contracts can have wide bid-ask spreads. You're going to want to start at the mid price or slightly below it. Try to buy there, but if you're not filled in 30 to 60 seconds, or maybe a few minutes if you want to be patient, then you can move your order up 5 or 10 cents, and you can repeat that process until you get filled. And lastly, if you choose high open interest strikes, you are going to be trading the more liquid strike prices in those long-term expirations, and that is going to make it easier to enter and exit those trades. Now, this is all just for buying a LEAPS call option all by itself, but one thing you can do when you have this position is you can combine it with selling short-term calls against it, and that's called a poor man's covered call. So if you're interested in learning how that strategy works, be sure to check out this video next.